Welcome, everybody. This is Aaron Ossont on Ossont Battery on the Flamekeeper network. And today on this episode, I got a real special guest from a Connecticut band from down in the New Haven area. This is Brian Harris, the drummer of Pinto. So welcome, Brian.
Thanks, bud. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Been hanging in there. So first, what I wanted to ask you is I really like featuring Connecticut bands and local bands, and just want to tell a little story about how I first got into Pinto. It was actually this fest, the New England Stoner and Doom Fest, and I believe you guys were a replacement for a band at the last minute on the pre-show part. And I'd never heard of you before, and I saw you there, and I was like, holy moly, these guys are freaking awesome. Everything I love in a band, so that's when I first started to love you guys. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thanks, man. That was at 33 Golden Street, right? That was a pre-party there.
Yeah. So first I wanted to start off with, what was your first inspiration to play? The first thing that really got you to say, hey, I really want to play music.
So I'm the younger of three brothers. I grew up, I don't know if you know, I grew up in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And my two older brothers, they both went to a music conservatory. They all had musician friends. So since an early age, I just looked up to them. And I was surrounded by music, by musicians and music. So my first contact with music was jazz, like fusion and jazz back in the mid 80s, late 80s. And I don't know, just my middle brother John was messing around with drums, and I just fell in love with them. And about when I was 13, I got my first set and just started playing.
Now, what age did you move to the United States?
I was 13.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And did you move to Connecticut, or did you live somewhere else?
Yeah, I moved to Trumbull. Yep, Trumbull, Connecticut.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, what was the first band you were in when you started playing music?
Like jazz was the first thing that blew my mind. I was like, holy shit. And that, I guess I was young, and I guess because of my brothers liked it so much. But the first thing that I remember that blew my mind, I was, I believe it was sixth grade. And a friend of mine had Joe Satriani surfing with an alien tape. And he put that on, and I was like, fuck. And that's the first memory I have of like something blowing my mind, like, holy shit. And so I would say Joe Satriani.
As far as like, I know you're really big into heavy metal, stoner rock especially. How did you what was like maybe the first heavy band that like inspired you to, want to play heavy music or hard rock?
AC/DC. That was when I was young, the first thing and then Maiden, Iron Maiden. Yeah. But AC/DC was the first like heavier music that was like, holy shit, this fucking rocks. And from there I went on to Maiden and Sabbath and so on. So,
all the good stuff, all the classic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, what about, like I said, I know you're big into stoner rock. I know you're a huge Clutch fan. What was maybe the first stoner rock? There you go. What was maybe the first stoner rock band or doomer band or stoner doom band that really caught your ear?
Clutch was one of them. Fu Manchu, Caius. When I listened to them, they blew my mind. But I kind of, since I caught on to stoner rock in my 20s. I wasn't that young when I caught on to them, like mid-20s. Because I spent a lot of time in Argentina, and back then there was no internet, and it was harder to get info on some of those bands. But when I lived here, then I started getting into.
That's okay. That's another question I wanted to ask. How is like the music scene in a place like Argentina as opposed to when you moved up here? Is there just a lot more opportunities with different people to play with in the United States, or?
Uh, Argentina, a lot of people don't know it's a rock and roll. At least Buenos Aires is very rock and roll. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of Argentinian rock bands that I grew up in. It's kind of the music I grew up with, is listening to Argentinian rock. And I played in a few bands in Argentina. In a metal band called S26 too. I played there. But I don't know. It's a little harder, but there's a big music scene in Buenos Aires. There's a lot happening. So, but here there's more opportunities. At least in Connecticut, there's more places to play. It's easier though.
Yeah, I used to have it was a Megadeth DVD, and they were playing live in Buenos Aires. And I remember one of the things that stuck out to me was like they were playing, I think it was Symphony of Destruction, and the crowd was like singing the riff.
Megadeth,
You know,
Megadeth. I want the Megadeth.
and it was the coolest thing. So
Yeah.
there's definitely, especially in South America, a fervent, different kind of metal fan down there, I would say.
Yeah, it's a crazy audience, man. We are very passionate about music, and I think people go nuts because, unlike here, you get to see a lot of bands, but when they don't go down there as much, at least back in the day, you know what I mean? And so people go crazy. I don't know if you ever seen the AC/DC live in River Plate. That's insane. It's just crazy. The audience is nuts, man. It's just, but yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a cool place.
Now that brings me to ask me about the current band you're in, Pinto Graham. How did that get started? You're playing in that band with a couple really great musicians, Andre and Ann. So how did you guys get together?
I'm lucky.
And we're lucky.
Yeah, it started about 10 years ago. I don't know if you know, Ant is also a drummer. He's an awesome drummer. And he was playing drums with a former guitar player of mine that I played with. And he pitched this idea of Pentagram to the guy. And it's like, I don't want to play drums. I want to play bass and sing. It's like, do you know any drummer? And this guy's like, yeah, I know Brian. And that's how we got connected, me and Ant. And shortly thereafter, that guitar player didn't work out. We didn't gel. So it was for maybe two years. We tried some guitar players that didn't work out. So it was me and Ant basically just playing as a duo. And do you know the band Mudhorn from Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guitar player saw us, Sean Bowen, saw us played a show in Cafe 9, just me and Ant. And he said, you guys need a guitar player because you guys are great. And we said, yeah. But he said, there's a catch. I'm moving to California in like 3 months. Like, so he joined and he said, I think the best replacement for you guys will be my bass player, Andre, that plays in Murder Van. I think he will fit perfectly. And that's how the three of us got together. And,
wow, nice.
And that was in, I believe, 2016, 8 years ago. So that's how.
Like, Andre was a bass player because he's I mean, I love his guitar playing. Such an awesome.
He's awesome. And yeah, he's also a drummer. So it's kind of funny. I play in a band with two drummers. But
do you play instruments or?
I dabble in guitar and bass, but I'm not good. But I just stick to I stick to drums.
How'd you guys get your the first album recorded?
We did it with what's his name? David Kaminsky?
Yep.
Is it Dave? From Dirt Floor Records.
Yep.
And he reached out to us through Facebook, I believe. He reached out to it and said he dug our sound. He was getting started, and so he came to check us out at a live show, and we started the relationship from there. And we actually did our 2 albums we did with him. So, but now he moved to North Carolina, so we'll have to find a new place.
Yeah, I know. Actually, recorded a friend of mine who plays in a band down in North Carolina. So
Yeah, he's great, man. He really,
like,
yeah,
connected.
yeah.
Now, when you guys formed Pintogram, was there a definite sound that you wanted to go for, or was it kind of more organic, just the blending of all your styles?
It's all organic. Basically, and he's the main riff writer and songwriter. Andre contributes too. Sometimes I come up with a beat, but mostly it's Ant. There's freedom. We just he just plays ideas and we all work on it. It's pretty organic, you know. So
nice. So now when you guys do the songwriting, does Ant or Andre, do they come in with like a full song, or do they just come in with ideas and then you guys just kind of jam it out, or how does that work out?
both. Sometimes Ant comes in with a full song. He's so prolific, man. He comes up with songs and riffs like that. And sometimes Andre comes up with a riff and shows it to Ant, and then Ant shapes it into a song. But basically, yeah, I'm right where we practice. We just come down here and we just get together and start jamming and playing and working on an idea. And that's how basically songs come out.
Now, you mentioned your second album EP. That was Dose.
Yes.
Now, I really love that one. That one has just got such a really cool vibe to it. It's a great record to get high to. I mean, both of them are. But now, how did that one come about? Actually, was that just kind of more stuff you needed to get out, and you just started recording with Dave again, or?
Yeah, like I said, Ant's so prolific. We could record. We have like material to record 2 or 3 albums if we want. Now we have so many songs, so yeah, we just wanted to get into the studio. Some of them were like no, the first album was just mostly Ant's writing. Then the second album's more of Andre's influence, like as a Pinto band, Graham, as a band, the 3 of us. So and yeah, we just had the songs. We actually had more than, what was it, 6 songs on that EP. We could have recorded 10, but we just did an EP. But yeah, we have a lot of material. We actually have 10 more songs ready to go to the studio and do our next album. So.
Well, that's a perfect segue to my next question. What about any future albums or projects coming up?
Like I said, we're currently working on 10 new songs that we have, and we're just rehearsing so we could hit the studio. We have to find a studio and just go in.
I'm very excited to hear new stuff from you guys, because it's been a few years since you guys been able to record, so it'll be nice to hear it.
Yeah, a lot of personal things happen in the band and stuff. So, and COVID didn't help.
Yeah. You know. But now you also have played in I know at least one other Connecticut band recently. I think you left recently. Curse the Sun.
Yep.
How did that come about, playing in Curse the Sun?
Well, we shared. I played with Pintogram and Curse the Sun. We shared a couple of shows together, and one day Ron, he decided to start fresh and just do a new lineup. And he called me up. He said, I know you're in Pentagram. You're probably gonna say no because you're busy. And at that point, I wasn't playing that much with Pentagram because we were going through personal things. So, and I say yeah. So that's how we hit it off, and he just asked me to play, and I said, all right, yeah. So that's how it came about.
Awesome, awesome. Because they're a great band as well. So.
They're awesome, yeah. They're really good, man.
And it's really kind of, that's why I said, talking to Connecticut bands, me being from Connecticut. And I was, for a while, kind of got out of the music scene. And then when I started to go see more shows and, went to New England Stoner and Doom Fest, so impressed with how many great bands there are in Connecticut. It just made me like, yeah, man, this state's really got some awesome bands. And I just wish more people would give local music a chance and a shot. Because so many talented people out there.
It's crazy, man. Especially in our niche, there's so many great bands, man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm impressed. Like, people say, Connecticut sucks and this and that. It's like, yeah, it really doesn't, because you actually could play, if you really want to, you could play every weekend, It's like,
yeah, it's just about how much dedication, how much you want to travel, know?
Yeah. But yeah, we're lucky. We have really good bands. A shout out to Afghan Hayes, of course, the Sun, Bone Church, Killer King, and so on. There's so many good ones.
Now, do you guys have any plans for any touring or playing any shows? I know you've done some really cool. I think you played a couple benefit shows down in, what was it, Florida?
Yeah.
Was that like 38 Special or something?
We were lucky to play with the Van Sant brothers, with Johnny and Donnie Van Sant from 38 Special, and the singer for Leonard Skinner, and also with members from Molly Hatchet. We played in 2017, and we also did the following year, 2018. I couldn't do it. It was Ant's son that replaced me on drums.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed. So.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a lot of great drummers associated with Pinto.
Yeah, man, we're lucky though. I'm so lucky. It's actually a blessing that I get to play with two awesome drummers, because it just makes me want to play better and also feed off of each other and get ideas and stuff,
Well, here's like a kind of part of the interview. I do like a little looser question. Some of them not associated with metal, some of them are. Here's one I like to ask. 80s Aerosmith, 80s Kiss or 90s Aerosmith? Which do you choose?
I was never a Kiss fan, brother. And now later on, I'm starting to appreciate them. But I will go with 90s Aerosmith. Sorry.
Okay.
But I do like Kiss now. I used to hate them back in the day, man. Like, oh, they suck. But
see, I love them. I mean, they are. Gene Simmons is a very shameless capitalist, but
yeah, no, they write great songs, man. They're great, and once that's the thing with growing up. Sometimes you're young and you're like, just too metal. These fucking guys suck. But then, the ear don't lie, or just put one other records in. It's great.
I have fun listening to them. So if that's if I have fun listening to you, then how can I yeah, even if it does isn't the coolest thing, then who cares, right?
Yeah, who cares? They have great songs, and that's undeniable. And they have a 50-year career, and they influence so many people. It's crazy. So they're definitely an important band.
Another one I'm going to ask: favorite non-Ozzy Black Sabbath singer?
I love Dio, but my Born Again is my favorite non-Ozzy. I know I piss a lot of people. That record fucking rules, man.
That is a killer record, man. I'm a big too, despite the cover art being a little. I even kind of like that, you know.
I dig it.
All right. So one more. This is going to be a this or that. If you're going to a barbecue or a cookout, hot dogs or hamburgers?
Steak.
All right, there you go.
I'm Argentinian, brother. Sorry, man. So like, that's we're crazy into meats, but burgers. If I between those two, burgers, definitely burger, man.
Now, kind of trying to end this all. I just wanted to ask: is there anything plans that you wanted to announce for the Pinto Graham or anything you guys got coming up that you wanted to talk about?
I believe we're not playing that many shows because we're like focusing on the new album. But I think we have a show coming up August 30th. I believe it hasn't been yet, but I believe that's our next show.
Nice.
In Hamden.
Awesome. So, any other like projects that you've got coming up or anything you want to talk about personally as far as?
No, I'm just steady. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm not with Curse the Sun anymore. It was too much playing in two bands, so I'm just sticking with Pentagram, man. So
Ron's got his son playing with him now too.
Yeah, huh? That's great, man. Yep, he's so talented.
Yeah,
Logan. Yeah, he's 14 or 15 years old. It's insane.
Yeah. Oh my Lord. Well, that about wraps it up for the interview, Brian. I really appreciate you coming on Ossont Battery. It was great having you. Is there anything else you want to say before we close it out?
Just to the people watching, go support local music. It means the world to us. Even buying a CD, a shirt, it helps us move along and just keep doing what we're doing. Then that's it. And
awesome.
Keep rocking. So.
Well, that about wraps it up for Ossont Battery. One thing I want to say is go out there, buy some Pintogram, buy their music, buy their t-shirts. It's on Bandcamp. I think they have their own website, pintogram.com. Check them out. Well worth it. Killer band. That about wraps it up for Ossont Battery for this episode. Thank you very much, everybody, and stay metal.
For 45 years and keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com.